Call to order with pledge of allegiance, the November 19th, 2024 regular scheduled meeting of Cleveland County Commission, November 18th. My bad. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I wrote down 19, so I guess that's why I say 19. I'll have to do that more often in the future. All right, first up, approval of minutes from our November the 4th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second the motion to approve the minutes from November 4th, 2024.
Got a motion from Jerry, a second from Randy to approve the minutes from our regular scheduled meeting of November the 4th as presented. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Next up are claims.
Make a motion to approve claims as presented.
I'll second that motion to approve claims as presented.
Got a motion from Jerry, a second from Randy to approve claims as presented. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. I sent,
Yeah,
Steve out an email.
that Yvette doesn't have that email anymore. She's in the treasurer's office now, so that's not her email.
So I sent one to the treasurer too, but it'll probably end up going to Gil.
It didn't have the treasurer, the one that you just sent, Tina, at the end of the day today. Yeah.
She should have had treasurer on it as well.
She
but-
corrected it and she has it in her notes to do it the way that you guys want
Okay.
it, so.
Cause it's just hard to tell what, I mean, we can guess at who they're, who the claim is for, but it's better if it's in the other format, then it's clear. We know for sure who the claim is for, meaning which county entity it's for. Superintendent Dusty Hunt.
The CCMG grant for Blacktop is ready for advertisement. The remaining ARPA funds for Blacktop is ready for advertisement. And both of them will come out in the paper next Thursday. Crews have been cleaning, plugged up ditches and culverts. We got the new weight limit signs for bridges changed and submitted. Crews have been running the long arm in District 1. Crews have been covering gravel roads with rock. On the before lane, so I talked to the homeowner in the back and told her we'd have to take so much of her private drive in order to put in a turnaround. She was fine with it, so if you all still want to proceed, I'll get with Brian, have him survey it, draw up whatever we need for Pat to look at it and do the proper paperwork. You all good with that?
Yeah, I think didn't we vote a few meetings ago to
Go ahead, Kyle.
assume it pending,
Yeah.
that investigation, so.
Yep. And then, truck 6, I have an update on it. So Big Rig had a used motor for $5,000 and mainland diesel with labor and parts and all that to swap that motor out. It's $13,428.99 plus the
You said
cost-
5,000 for the
Yeah,
motor,
5,000 for the used motor.
13,400.
$428.99.
That would be for
$4
truck
grand total,
Six.
6.
18.
Yeah, 18,428.99.
And truck 18, I do not have an update on it other than the long block motor. I haven't found a used motor for it yet. So we're still sitting looking at a long block behind. That truck is a lot newer than truck 6. So I could see spending the money on a long block for it, because it is newer and better shape, less miles. But I'm still looking for a used motor as well, but I haven't had no luck yet.
The risk we got with this is there's no guarantees that that motor is good, right?
No,
Or that it wasn't damaged,
right.
so that it does have a cracked a little bit.
Yeah, it put like a crease, there was a wrecked truck, and it put like a crease in the bottom of the pan and tore the back of the pan open a little bit. But I think the truck was on its side when Bobby got to it, and when he picked it up, I mean, it dumped all the oil out, so it wasn't out of oil, but yeah, we had no guarantees. Bobby said he wouldn't charge us till they got it in and made sure everything was good on it.
Right, just the risk
Labor,
of 13,000 in labor.
yep.
Jerry, Randy, you have any thoughts?
$18,000.
Or, yeah, 40. We go with the long block, still no warranty on that either,
Right,
was, 40,149.61. And that's all new long block, new turbo, everything.
and that's from the same people that the 13,000.
Mainline, yep.
You said that's a new long block, right?
Yep.
New motor. And what was total charges?
40,100
$40,100?
something.
Everyone wants to do trucks.
200,000.
Yeah. 4149.
No way.
41.
Or 40,149.60. And there again, that's a long block with no warranty.
How many miles is on this used motor?
Not. Bobby told me over the phone, I did not write it down.
If it was like 500,000, a million or something like that, then it probably doesn't make sense to take that risk.
And it is the only used motor that I've found so far. Now, you can go on eBay and places like that and find them, but. And I did have a mechanic take a look at this motor and make sure it was the same as all others. He said everything looked good on the motor except that full thing.
Is truck 18 long block the same price as truck 6?
Yeah, I think it was just a few dollars. It was 46,151.47.
And truck 6 is how old?
So truck 6 is 19. It's a 2005, and truck 8 is a 2008. Now they got the mileage on these. The truck 18, 120,000 miles, and truck 6 is 137. But that, I know that's not correct. I would say that truck's got closer to 300 on it.
You're just say,
Are you
It
sure?
was a 2008.
yes. We already spent, does that not? Both of those trucks, both of them, we put new beds on them just recently.
Both of them have to be said, yeah. I mean, they're not brand new, but, truck 18 is probably 2 years old, and I think truck 6 is 3 years old on the bed.
Myself, I probably would lean toward the used motor. be quite honest. I don't know your thoughts, but
Well, here's,
I would probably lean here.
if we ever decide
On
to
number
get
6.
new trucks, truck 6 will be one of the ones that needs replaced in
Mhm.
the timeline. But I also think truck 6 needs to be fixed, so we got 3 old Chevys we use for brine, put brine down. And truck 6 will come in and replace them Chevy trucks. So I think in the end, it needs to be fixed, but whether we put a long block or used,
None of those Chevy trucks have the same motor as truck 6.
no.
Oh, GMs.
Yep. Now, them old Chevys might outlast these Freightliners, I don't know.
Truck 18, so,
Yes.
So how many trucks do we have that's the same? Like is 6 and 18 the same other than,
Yeah, so truck 6, 7, and 8 are Freightliners, they're just a little bit older. Truck 18, 19, and 20 are Freightliners, but they're, 3 years newer than these. Now, the last 3 we bought 6 years ago, they're, all 3 the same trucks, Freightliners, but they're the newer series. They got like a floater axle in front, they set totally different than the old trucks, but they are, all 9 trucks are all Freightliner, relatively the same model. But as far as year and mileage, I mean, I could see putting a long block in 18.
yeah, the reason I asked the question was because I don't know that I want to put $40,000 in a 16-year-old vehicle either. But are the all, for the most part, are all the parts and stuff off of like a truck 6 interchangeable with 7 through 18 or whatever they are?
Yeah, certain parts, I mean, it depends on what we're doing. Cause like truck 18's got a Cummins in it, truck 6 has got a Cat in it. I mean, they're both Freightliners, but motor, electric, computers, all different. Now, truck 18, 19, 20, they're all 3 identical trucks, they was all bought together.
What motor do they have?
They all 3 got Cummins, truck 19 and 20 are standard shift though, 18's automatic. But all the other parts should be interchangeable besides that. And
But
truck,
the motor should be the same, right? Just bell housing
yeah,
be different.
yeah. And then truck 6, 7, and 8, they're all system trucks as well.
so truck 6, we put a bed on it, but what's that expense among other repairs? So if we spent the money to put this huge motor on in it, and everything goes well, which, you know, I think that if there's something, I feel like I could say that if my dealings with Bob here, that there is a problem with that motor, he could probably work to help us find one and work something out. If we go with fixing this with this used motor, then it could be kept on to replace one of the old Chevys for a brine truck. Yes, you're saying.
Yeah.
So we can get several handful of years out of it.
Oh, yeah, I
Kind of keep it around because we've done this expense.
Yeah.
And
And another thing to look at on truck 6, I think it was 3 years ago, maybe 4. That truck was involved in an accident where a guy comes across the center line and hit the side of the truck and hit the rear end. That rear end has been redone, everything in the back, I mean, so it's all pretty good shape truck. Yeah.
so we'll have to see how we come out on truck 18. But I would make a motion to go ahead and go with the used motor in truck 6 for the 18,428.
I'll second your motion, Jerry.
Got a motion by Jerry, a second by Randy to approve, the purchase and install of used motor for truck 6 in the amount of $18,428.99. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. I mean, I think we need to go ahead and make a decision on 18 one way or another as well. The only difference is where we're gonna pay for it out of. 'Cause I don't know that we've got, $60,000 in maintenance left in 24.
No, definitely not. The only thing I would have that I don't know that I can move is road maintenance and preservation at 76. But I also got one more slip repair to pay out of it as well.
Maybe the commissioners just have to pay for it.
Well, there should be some casino funds, I would think, that's something.
What's that?
There should be some casino funds, I think that we.
Well, the commissioners got 400,000 or 500,000, I think, maybe, in their fund.
But that was last one.
I'd make a motion to go ahead and approve
Sorry,
the, purchase and install of long block in truck 18 in the amount of $40,149.61, I believe it was.
It was 46,151.
Oh,
bottom of that square box.
46,151.47.
I'll second that.
51, what's the change on this?
47 cents.
I'll second that motion.
Got a motion by Jamie, a second by Jerry to approve the purchase and install of a new long block motor in truck 18 in the amount of $46,151.47 to be paid out of Commissioner's Fund. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. I mean, it ain't gonna fix itself.
Right.
It'll snow this weekend.
Hopefully, we don't have a lot of
You
snow.
say that.
Find these upcoming.
Not trying to jinx you or anything.
Yeah.
I don't want any, okay?
Thursday.
Or,
You, Dusty, you are getting some quotes on some big trucks, 2 or 3 different
Yes.
places for
Yes, and they are not in this.
ourselves or
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you get them, you want to email them to us, that'd be great too. We can get them in advance, can look at them and all that, so.
Yeah.
I mean, that may be, that's what I'm likely going to do for the next set of people sitting in these seats, but we was trying to get to the point that we were looking at every 3 to 5 years buying at least 1 or 2 trucks. It'd be about that time.
Yeah, I know I've been a commissioner 6 years and we've not
We bought
purchased
some.
any that I could
We got
remember.
county to buy some, was just that 6 or 7 years ago when we bought this
Yeah.
last.
Yeah,
Right
we
before
got-
you came in, we got council
Yeah, we got 3, and I
with 3 trucks.
think that's when they talked about doing 5 years, 3 and a half.
We probably should have been saving then.
Yeah, well, I think we're in kind of hopes that somewhere along the line, there would be some funding come down through grants, or if we got caught up on roads and bridges and stuff that we could try to put in to, allow any equipment grants, or that was spoke about.
Yeah, I don't know
If we could ever get any equipment grants.
if you could purchase equipment with community crossings.
I don't know.
No,
Uh,
I think you can.
everything I was reading.
there was talk about looking for some grants, but
I have looked for some, I haven't found anything yet.
Did you have anything else, Dusty?
No, I don't think I got anything.
So,
You don't want, excavator posted.
Oh, you haven't?
Yeah. Three there.
and just to bring it back up, I had a note for, you're looking for pricing on a speed study for government aid for it, right?
And they have not got back with us on that yet.
We went back and forth, and I re-talked to Pat, the attorney, about that. He feels like we should go ahead and get a proper speed study done, and set speed limits with our codes. We're looking for pricing to see what that speed study's gonna cost.
Well, they don't follow this.
Okay.
Let's follow with the mulcher.
Yep, with the mulcher. And then, of course, that's different mulcher, but that's not a ground. user.
Right.
If it's that one, that'd be total.
Probably disc instead of a drum anyway.
Yep, I think so. Then there's your warranty. This one here's got warranty here, total price, and then here, here, I got that warranty on top.
Refresh my memory, we only have 75,000 left in that.
We had. That brings me budget with you. Jenny, you got a new budget or no?
I have a pretty recent one.
So we had 90. Right at 90,000, we paid half of that line striper, which I think is 28.
For that.
And then we also bought,
We also got to pay for the other half of it once it's done.
we also bought the, roller.
Yeah, but that came out of the chip and seal fund.
Okay. Line striper was 47,000. What's the?
53.
But there was there something that we could
There's
pay this and like,
56,000 because we paid half of it down, so it's 26.
was there something we could pay?
Thank you, Jen.
If we did decide to purchase this, we could pay it like.
Yes, I have talked to all three vendors. They said we could pay so much now and then pay the rest next year. Okay, so 47,000.
Foundation. Maybe we'll get one.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be nice if,
Then 69, we still got 20.
that's a drum.
So we got 67,000.
I'm sorry, say it again.
We got 47,000 and 20. We got
67, but we still owe
28.
28.
And it probably won't be done to the first of the year on that striker. But maybe keep it in there just in case it's done before. Yeah. Thanks, Jimmy.
So all three of these companies said we could pay the purchase payment and pay the next rest next year.
All right, I mean, I'll go through the quotes and then you guys can decide. So we got a quote from Zimmer Tractor, 480 horsepower excavator with 30-inch drum mulcher, 2-year warranty, I don't know if that, I don't know how many hours, I'm gonna assume 2,000,
Probably so.
if it's
yeah.
consistent with these others.
He didn't specify.
In the amount of $119,519. Of course, that's for a Kubota with diamond mulcher. The next one's from Southeastern. I don't know, it's for a Cabelco, and I don't know if that's 80 horse or 85 horse.
All three of them are
80
66 horse.
60.
The 80s are modern.
Gotcha. Okay.
66.
Okay. So it's a Belco excavator with a Pecan forestry mulcher, 4-year, 4,000 hour warranty, 129,321. And then Newman tractor or a Sammy. Doesn't say what type of mulcher. Obviously forestry mulcher, but doesn't say the brand.
Yeah, Mongo.
Mungo, yeah. Total 123,525. So basically, I guess we would pay 30,000, approximately 35,000 down in 24 with the balance, uh, paid in 2025.
Yep.
The budget's already been approved, all except for the salary,
Right.
salary ordinance. And I know we had the additional monies in the 2025. I think we actually had 125,000 for equipment purchases in 2025.
Directly for equipment.
Uh,
The big thing about this machine is that it'll do several things for us, but
Yeah.
as we've seen over the past few years, we've probably paid enough to buy this and pay for it out by breaking the long arm, breaking tractors, trying to trim trees without having that mulcher attachment, having this piece of equipment. We've had to totally rebuild the transmissions, hydraulic lines, thousands and thousands of dollars in expense, which is why we started looking at purchasing.
We rent one of these every year that I want to see. No,
No.
not every year,
No,
but we have rented them.
not an actual grinder. No.
Not a grind.
Okay,
This,
something,
we always end up having to rent a roller. That's why we bought that roller. But we got those 3 newer Kubota tractors, and then we've got the long arm. We're always tearing something up. One tore up one of the transmissions in the Kubotas, and they wouldn't honor all of the warranty. We had to spend quite a bit of money. The other while here, a year or so ago, we had to spend a bunch of money. We're constantly tearing stuff up. Like, we need this mini hoe that'll reach out and grind those properly, plus it's gonna do a lot cleaner job than going down through there with them long arms and just ripping the trees up.
And it'll basically take all the heavy.
It takes it
workload
down
off
to
the
saws. Yeah, we'll still keep the long arm, but
Yeah,
this will do all that work, plus it can be, the heads can be switched to put in culverts. You know. It's a piece of equipment we've needed for quite a while. And it will save us money in the long run. We've definitely spent it repairing the other stuff. So,
But it would be used through the whole county. It would not
Yep.
be,
uh,
it would not be for one district or
Nope,
anything. It would.
it's for Yeah, it'll do the same job the long run do.
Okay.
And usually them guys will rotate through, like maybe one crew might use it for 2 weeks to a month, and then the next crew will see it. Yeah.
Get a lot of these overhang branches and all that
Yep.
on the roads and all.
And these machines will reach, with the grinder head, you're probably gonna be able to reach at least 25 feet where the long arms only
Okay.
21 to the end of that deck.
Anybody know how to
Reach
run
out
these?
45.
Yeah. Anybody know how to run these things?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's just like a big track though, it's just.
I mean, I know me, I would tear something up on this.
You're the one
toy
who's
like
running
this.
it.
I don't think so. It sounds like it sounds like a good piece of equipment to have. It really does.
I don't
Well, and it's easier on the machine itself, cause when that thing grinds, it's got a shear bar that all them teeth run through, so you're actually grinding the tree off instead of trying to chop it off.
Right. I got you.
Me personally, with a price difference, I don't know what the difference, maybe Dusty, you can chime in a little bit on what's the difference between the one from Newman and the one from Southeastern. The lower price is the Kubota, but I haven't been 100% happy with the Kubota tractors that we ended up getting. So for me personally, I mean, I don't know that I want the Kubota. We'd be spending a couple thousand more, but
They only give a 2-year warranty too, where the other one gets 4-year warranty right below that. Yeah, it's 10,000 or 9,500 more. But you got a 4-year
Yeah.
warranty on that too.
I mean, they'll all three do the job, but from what I've experienced with the highway department and breakdowns, I would rather see the best warranty we can get.
Mhm.
That's my opinion, but they'll all three do the
what
job.
was the
Newman was,
Newman
I
brand,
don't even know if it even had.
Sammy.
Sany,
Sandy?
and we have rented a Sany in the past, it was nice.
I mean, it's,
I understand what you're saying about the Kubota, and I agree. I've got a Kubota tractor. I don't think they're a real good tractor, but I think that their construction equipment's a lot better than their tractors. Just because I do have, I've had 2 of their skid steers. Glenn, has one of their mini excavators, and he's pretty rough on stuff. And he's not had any trouble with it at all. So I do think their construction equipment is better than their tractors. I don't know anything about Sany. I don't know anything about Cabela's either.
Yeah.
The problem I see, and the warranty sounds good, but more than likely, number one, we're not gonna put 2,000 hours on one probably in 5 years anyway, if I was guessing, but I could be
Yeah.
wrong.
It's long on, it eats up some time, yeah.
But I don't care, whatever you guys wanna do.
Like I said, I think any of the three will do the job, the warranty, the only thing I look at.
The other thing I'm concerned about is this forestry mulcher that Newman's quoted. I don't know, I've never even heard of it, and it's awfully cheap for a forestry mulcher. Well, no, this must be the drum one, high inertia mulcher. Because the other one back here is 21.2.
Yeah, the one that's got the 2 on it,
That's got 4-year warranty on it.
Southeastern's a Pecon, and, I know Pecon's good, I know Diamond's good, because I have a Diamond mulcher myself. I'm pretty hard on it, but,
Bona has to die.
Boat has a diamond, Southeastern has the pecan, and Newman has Mongo,
Yeah.
which I don't even know what Mongo.
And that Mongo is basically, it looks just about like that pecan. It's also a 35 inch. And the one,
Do you know what size drum?
I do not. I can pull the specs up, I guess, if we need to.
It says it'll cut trees up to 10 inch, but I would question that.
Right. The machine probably ain't gonna push it to cut 10 inch.
No.
But it's, I mean, looking at it in the pictures, it looks basically like the pecan. It's actually fairly close to the diamond too. But the diamond, I think, is 30 inch, and I think the other two are 35.
Yeah, one was 30, I noticed it was different. The diamond's 30. The pecan. $36, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, 36, yeah. One's 35, I think one's 36.
Doesn't say on.
I think on the second page, the price of circle, I think it's in the description. It says Mongo and play.
35 inch. Yep. So anyway, whatever you guys want
If you
to.
feel comfortable with about this, you feel that the prices.
Well, I mean, is the additional 2 years warranty or 3 years warranty worth,
$10,000.
well, 4,000 or 10,000, depending on which one you go with.
Zimmer's is a little bit more local too, I would say.
Now, on the Newman's right across the river,
Okay.
Southeastern's in Florence, I guess. You're using one up in
Maryland.
Monroe.
Burlington.
She probably had a little more experience. I didn't know tractors were open up for their construction type equipment and electric, I was part of the boat.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be the first to tell you, I'm not impressed with their tractor line.
And as far as machinery, I mean, that Velcro and that pecan is gonna be the best buy, but it is more money. As far as equipment.
One of them's $3,000 more than the lower bid, basically. Reason I brought it, but that one's comparable, but a little better. Will hold up longer, but I don't.
Randy, your thoughts?
I think we ought to purchase one. It's a matter of which one.
one?
Yeah, which one? Well, initially, I was thinking probably the more expensive one, but sitting here dwelling, I've listened to what you said about what you got. I know what you got there.
I guess my only thought is, not to cut you off, but we did only have 125,000 in the budget for it.
Right.
So I think that takes the Southeastern
Yes.
one
And that
out of
does.
contention.
I mean, even though we got a little bit of money this year, we can pay on it. We still gotta have something in reserves. So. I would probably lean towards the Zimmer purchase. That's where I'm leaning, you know.
I can't guarantee anything.
No, but I mean, you've had experience with some of their
Yeah.
skid steers, and some of their other equipment. I just know we've had a few issues with the
Tractors, yeah. None of these come with hydraulic coolers or anything. I didn't look. No. The other thing that's important is gallons per minute of
Yeah,
hydraulic capacity,
They're all right there about the same.
41, around
No,
41,
I think it's actually, 32 maybe.
32. It's much smaller, cause mine's 6 foot forestry mulcher, so maybe that's why I need 41.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and you can actually get the bigger ones for these, but that's where you run into a problem with gallons, they won't push it.
So did you make a motion? I don't think you did you?
I just said, I'm leaning towards that. That's where I'm leaning at. I mean, we can pay what, about 30,000 this year, balance next year? Early next year, or what we thinking as far as,
Yeah, should be, we can do whenever we get a bogey.
$119,519, $119,519.
Was that a motion?
I'm sitting over here kind of mumbling to myself. No, it's not a motion.
You're not really mumbling to yourself, it's out
I'm
loud.
I'm mumbling to the public, so, but,
I'm gonna move this along, I'll make the
Yeah.
motion to buy the Kubota Zimmer. $1,519 to be paid 30,000 this year, and the remainder after the first year.
all right, I won't mumble. I'll second your motion on that.
Got a motion from Jerry, second from Randy to approve the purchase of Kubota mini excavator, and Diamond forestry mulcher in the amount of $119,519. 30,000 to be paid in 2024, the balance, in 2025. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Okay, the only other question I have is, have you started putting any shredders in trucks?
No, we won't.
If we get that ugly one.
No, we won't do that, or it gets bad, and then that gets bad.
Okay.
We're talking about.
Yes.
We do have everything pretty well ready. You gotta change hydraulic motors on some of the cinder boxes, the seals are going out. Other than that, everything's pretty well ready. And the full salt and full cinder.
All right, thank you, sir.
Do you have anything else?
I'm good.
Dusty? Nothing under old business, new business, John Canova.
Start out with park business. Tuesday, November 5th, spent 40 minutes at Patriot Park, trimmed rose bushes and picked up dead branches. Roses are in bloom, look magnificent. Bryant's Creek, no signs stolen or shot for once. Picked up trash and 88 beer cans. Also, if anyone needs a free brown sofa, there's one there if anybody wants it, somebody abandoned it. Markland Park, all well, spoke to 2 of the 4 workers spreading the red brick dust on our ball fields. They rebuilt a pitcher's mound and did all 4 ball fields for the 2025 season. Let's see, this product works best when it's applied dry and then rained on soon after, which is exactly what happened. Rained the next day. Still no new tourism sign after 6 months. Let's see, shingles have arrived in anticipation of re-roofing the damaged buildings. Let's see, spoke to our Park Superintendent Paul about projects at Markland on November 6th. Tuesday, November 12th, talked to Wesley about re-roofing our storage barn at Markland. His binder showed only $200 allotted for a new roof. So I don't know.
Is that the one with the metal roof?
Well, Paul calls it fiberglass. I don't really know what it is. I know it leaks.
Does it have a skylight in it?
Yes, it does.
So they're replacing the skylight, so, but once the contractor gets up or if they see additional damage, then we'll request a supplemental from the insurance company if the roof is damaged and needs to be replaced.
Yeah,
Which I have to believe it is because every other roof down there is being
absolutely.
replaced, so.
Yeah.
But
It is
we won't know
damaged.
until we
It is damaged. You can see the leak, and we've got expensive stuff in there, and the rafters are getting wet. So if rafters get wet long enough, they rot. So we want to nip that in the bud. Okay, well, I'm
So
glad.
when they
you-
get down there, what, if you don't mind, I mean, you can let them in, show them that, they can get pictures, we can send them to the insurance
Sure.
company.
Yeah, all I
and
need
then
is
we
a little
can
bit of
get
warning
released.
about when they're there. Okay. Had a regular park board meeting, November 15th. Let's see, we had a minimum quorum. We invited 4 members of YPAC and discussed the 2025 contract for Markland Ball Fields. Expect to have them back for our December meeting with a signed contract for 2025. See, zoning news, Patriot, the new code enforcement officer in Patriot has been busy. At least one property is already advertised for sheriff's sale. Another is possibly to follow. People who have been fined in the past and failed to clean up at one particular place have been fined again. They paid their fines and they're getting fined again. They don't want to clean up. And the house in Beebe that was going to sheriff's office recently sold, and the property's been cleaned up on the outside on Ferry Street. That's it.
Joe,
John, on the tourism sign, was there a sign, when you said the new tourism sign, was that supposed to be?
That's supposed to come from Signorama. Yeah, they had this nice design and he came to our, I think it was our June, Mark came to our June meeting, I think it was, and showed us the design. We said, looks fine, you're replacing exactly what's there, same size. And he was excited because he could put panels in there for things that were coming in, coming months instead of always saying the same thing that it does now. And Signorama in Lawrenceburg had to go ahead a long time ago. And if you're ever in a hurry, don't ask for Signorama to do anything because they're not in a hurry over there.
I reach out to them.
Yeah. Months and months, and that's it.
Thank you, John.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Tom Moore, Everbridge contract.
Did you guys get that I emailed you this morning?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I didn't print it out though.
Here it is.
I may not look at it.
Well, to start off with, I was listening,
I didn't mix up.
kind of didn't pay attention to the actual dates on this thing, so that's partly my fault, but they did have a price increase for this coming year of 2025, but then they decided, being that there was a little misunderstanding on my part, they were going to go ahead and waive the price increase for 2025, but they will apply it in 2026. So.
I thought you increased, because you got this in your budget, right?
Well, yeah, I had it in the budget, which that payment went to the 2024 in January. And that's where my misleading was coming from, because I thought the 2024 payment was going to cover 2025, and that's my fault. So I have a suggestion here, and I talked to Gail about it, about taking the repeater money that's still left for this year of $5,000 and moving it up to Everbridge, so we can use it for this year, and then I can come up with the other 930, isn't it? Out of my training budget for next year, because it's really not due till what, this January or February. So that was my suggestion on that. So I thought it'd be the easiest thing to do, and we still have the 5,000 for next year toward the repeater. So I'm hoping it won't go down in 1 month. It shouldn't, but
Yeah, I just don't wanna get caught in a spot where.
well, that repeater's brand new, so still should be under a warranty. So
When it completely went down. it's gonna-
well, that repeater is quite old too.
That's why I made you put it.
So, but it'll be back in there next year, but I thought that'd be the easiest thing to do right now. We can get them to 5,000 and we'll get the $930 to them before February due date. Well, the increase of 2020, it came to about $711, which they kind of surprised me with that.
Yeah.
But if I'm correct, they have increased this.
Well, for over almost 4 years. Yeah. Yeah. So Gail can pay 5,000 of that now before the end of the year out of the budget I still have, with the 5,000 up from the repeater.
I'll make a motion to approve the Everbridge contract in the amount
By my correspondence, they were wanting that signed by December, end of December, right?
5,930.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're using 5,000.
The repeater money's gonna be moved.
Repeater funding for 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Come up with the other 930, and then the repeater money is scheduled to be back in your budget.
Yep.
It is.
It's already there.
It's already there.
It's the 5,000, if we,
Well,
it can be transferred from the repeater to the Everbridge without any appropriation or anything, because
Yeah.
it's the same 43, starts with 43, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if
Yeah.
council need to prove that or not. Okay,
I think so.
okay.
I'll second the motion. Got a motion from Jerry, second from Jamie to approve the Everbridge 2025 Everbridge contract in the amount of $5,930. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen. That's all I got.
Doing
Thank you,
this.
Tom.
It just needs to be signed.
You need one signed before you leave.
I'll need a copy of one.
I'll give it to you tomorrow.
I can get it tomorrow.
Okay, that's fine.
Next is snow bids. We only have one bid. That's from Bavard Construction. We shouldn't have any trouble deciding this one, Randy.
And we know more than that. I can't believe nobody wants to play in the snow. That's what I can't believe.
And harder and harder to get those bids every year
Yeah,
for past 4 years.
personally, I'll just be sitting in front of the fire. Yeah, right. So,
Yeah.
So it appears that it is for all, well, courthouse, technology center, medical building, sheriff's office, SCER. That's everything. And just to make sure. It appears that everything is the same regardless of the building. So snow removal for parking lots is 140 an hour. Sidewalks and steps, 25 an hour. Salt application is 25 an hour. The only thing I don't see on here is a price. Oh, here we go. Price per pound for salt is 35 cents.
I'll make a motion to accept the bid from, Bavard Construction for the snow removal on all buildings. County buildings.
And that contract is effective 1 January of 25 through December 31st of 25, because he's already under contract with the balance of 2024.
Okay, so. For the year 2025. Okay.
That's the motion.
Got a motion from Randy, a second from Jerry to award the 2025 snow removal contract to Bavard Construction. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. A couple other items, county attorney for 2025 calendar year. We reached out to Pat McGrath, who is currently the county, attorney. He's still interested in representing the county at an hourly rate of $200 an hour, which is about $100 an hour less than what they typically charge, so I think it's a very good rate. So if we are interested in, continuing with Pat McGrath as the county attorney for next year, I'll entertain a motion at this time.
I'll make a motion to continue or to rehire Pat McGrath as our county attorney for year 2025. At a rate of $200 an hour.
I'll second the motion. Got a motion from Randy, a second from Jamie to, continue, with Pat McGrath of Alcorn Sage, Schwartz and McGrath, representing Switzerland County for the calendar year 2025. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Couple other things I think we need to go ahead and take care of tonight. I think everyone's aware that back in the beginning of the year, maybe February, I don't know exactly when, council held off on a lot of the casino distributions, for a couple reasons. One, to see where we was gonna be relative to casino revenue, and number two, because, well, one, council doesn't have the authority by Indiana code to give casino revenue distributions. And then number two, some of the entities that they were given distribution to were NGOs, and it's per Indiana law, you're not allowed to give, gift public funds to non-governmental organizations. So with that said, I think, there's a couple that are not NGOs that we need to go ahead and consider making a distribution to. And those two specifically are the Fire Chiefs Association and the school endowment. I believe both of them are around 300,000. The distribution would just be consistent with whatever the percentages were that they announced back in February. And for some reason, I think school endowments are around 5%.
Yeah,
Or
it should
300,000.
be 300,000, yeah.
And the fire chief's very similar to that, but it's not exactly the same.
I'm thinking 264, Jerry, what do you think on that? Somewhere around 264, 270 something, so.
So both of them less than 300.
Well, school endowment should, yes, but we always passed, like last year, we went ahead and made school endowment complete. So that's what we did with them. So, yeah, and they do, yeah, they do need that $300,000. So that's what I would do, yeah, so. And then whatever
You
the,
guys know for sure the amounts and more.
it's 300, and I don't know, what it is, it's I don't know what the percentage was right off the bat. But it's capped at 6 million.
Right.
Based on
Based
6
on-
million revenue.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying it's 250, 260, somewhere in there for Fire Chief Association. School endowment should go ahead and get 300,000. Even though it was 5%, we went ahead, because it was like 275 or something like that.
Are you guys going to do anything with the distributions? Do you want to do that next month?
As soon as, I know that as soon as we're completely clear on the general fund budget, what buildings are included, and what county properties are included, and what aren't. So it's my understanding that that general fund does not include Moorfield Bennington Sewer, and it does not include the tech building. So it's gonna have to be funded by the commissioners out of casino revenue or something else.
Or the nurse management.
And the nurse managed clinic is also not included, because they never got advertised, I believe it is.
The nurse managed clinic did not get advertised because they didn't get their budget. The other two, they won't fund. I mean, what we bring
Well, they won't fund it if we don't put them in there and try to fund them
in the general fund,
in the general fund, rather.
but they won't fund as they are now. They were not put in the general fund.
Right, and that, since they weren't advertised, we can't have them in now, is my understanding.
We cannot.
So that means that casino revenue is gonna have to be used to fund those three facilities. And so, and then wherever we end up on the salary ordinance, that may require additional funding from casino revenue as well. So as soon as council gets that wrapped up, then the commissioners are gonna do the distribution allocations for casino revenue for 2025. So it should be either the end of this month, well, I guess they won't meet till December, so it'll be in
I
December.
think they're gonna have a special meeting just so
Just to get it.
we can get it signed, sealed and everything by the 11th of December.
Okay.
That's what I was told Friday anyway.
So as soon as that's done, then we'll have a special meeting and we'll do the casino revenue distributions at that time.
The district, or the percentages for 20.
For the percentages for 25,
No
correct?
distributions. No,
No, well, just the distributions right now that we're discussing, but that's from 24 revenue.
right. So I'm just asking because I've been getting emails from different people. My understanding is there is gonna be an MOU,
It's not an MOU, it's a grant request
but isn't
process.
it gonna be kind of like an MOU that they have to fill? They're gonna have to.
They'll have to fill out a request for grant, yes.
And so that's gonna put them in like a contract, so to speak.
It won't be a contract, it's a one-time thing. They request the grant, the commissioners approve it or disapprove, make a recommendation for approval or disapproval. If we make a recommendation for approval, then it goes to council. Council says, yes, the funds are available in that account or that fund, and then it gets approved. If the commissioners don't recommend it or don't approve it, then it doesn't go before council. So that'll be all the NGOs, so 4-H,
Yeah, all of them. that-
Legion, VFW, all the other people that automatically got money in the past will have to request it on an annualized basis through the grant process. And we have that draft of that grant process,
Mhm.
so we need to try to make sure we get it on the agenda for next meeting, and we can go ahead and approve it. It's an ordinance.
So the people that'll ask for funding come February into January, there won't be that need anymore. It's just gonna be this form that they can fill out.
Correct. And we'll,
Talking about like
we'll have-
lifetime resources.
Main
SAFC,
Street, all the
I don't know if UB Main Street's even anymore.
I mean, we may require them to come in front of commissioners, explain their need and go through it. I mean, it requires all the information as far as what's the purpose of it, how much, et cetera. But we may ask them to appear before the commissioners to give an explanation and give us the opportunity to ask questions if we need to. So with that said, I'll entertain a motion to pay the 2024 casino revenue allocations to the School Endowment and Fire Chiefs Association.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and move forward with the casino distributions for 2024 to the school endowment in the amount of $300,000. And the Fire Chiefs Association, what their percentage was this year, at the cap of $6 million. I don't remember what percentage was right off the bat. So I know it's gonna be, I don't know if that's a good enough motion to make, but it's a random.
Yeah, I think we just I mean, council established a percentage for each
Percentage?
and everyone. I mean, we have, as commissioners, had a percentage established.
Okay.
Sheriff had a percent established, so whatever that established percentage is for both of them. And if there was a cap, then consistent with what council had established. So I'll second the motion. I got a motion from Randy, a second from Jamie to approve, casino revenue distributions to both the Fire Chiefs Association and School Endowment, consistent with the distribution percentages established by county council at the beginning of the year. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. I did have one other thing, consistent with the violation of open door law litigation that we were in for 2 years or however long it was. As a result of that settlement, one of the things that was established was that every office within or elected official office can establish their own personnel policy. Pete, can you draft a letter that just is a sign off of whether that elected official is going to create their own personnel policy manual, or they're going to use the personnel policies established by the commissioners? So that would go to every elected official, and then they would have to sign which one they're going to do. Because as we enter into next year and start getting into purchasing liability insurance, each office will have to purchase its own liability insurance because they operate off of a separate policy, if that's what they so choose to do. So if we don't know which they're going to go by, then we won't know what to include in the liability policy that the commissioner purchased for the county. Each office will have to have their own personnel policy manual in place, because that's what the insurance company will use as their policy manual for that specific office. So if you can just draft a letter, asking which they are going to choose so that we know, what we're asking for liability coverage for relative to the, carrier that the commissioners will be using, which right now is Gardner, Insurance.
Till April, I believe.
Is it till April? Okay. That's all I had. Jerry, you have anything else?
No.
Randy,
I'm good.
Gail?
I have two things. I had sent you guys that email from Marty about the,
For over Sheriff's Department?
well, it's the backup, yeah. And I know you said it was okay, but I didn't know if I needed a vote on that or.
I can't remember, it was $600. 16. $650.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually for the courthouse. I think it was for the sheriff.
Because it's housed at the sheriff's office.
Okay. So we currently have a 2 terabyte backup device stored at the sheriff's office. We are exceeding its capacity. He would like to get a new 8 terabyte backup device at a cost of $650. I'll make a motion to approve Marty's request for an 8 terabyte backup system for the county courthouse in the amount of $650.
I'll second motion to approve.
Got a motion from Jamie, a second from Randy, to approve a new backup storage device system for the courthouse in the amount of $650. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Did
Did we not get a email about the county website backup?
New contract, what's his name, not wanting to do it anymore. Zach Brack.
We have some, we're putting that out for replacement, somebody for bids, or, I mean, find a replacement. Do we need to?
Yeah, we need to. And I've got one, I don't remember who sent it to me. Somebody sent me a text or email of someone that they recommended or a company that they recommended. I don't remember now if it's someone or a company. I'll forward it to you. I'll give you one person to look, maybe talk to. You have one other thing?
Mhm. This is from Marty as well. Right now, everyone has their own switchland.in.gov email. And we are at our capacity of emails, and there's a couple new ones that are needing to be added to. He said this is a contract that Susie had started way back when. I didn't know if you guys remembered anything.
Yeah, I remember.
Because we went from Switzerland County Courthouse.org to these, they're supposed to be more secure. Well, we pay $90 each a year for these, so, and I think we're probably.
It had to do with something with dual, the state requires to have dual
Like,
cyber protection or something, right? Dual
yeah.
authentication.
So Marty, he doesn't know where this contract might be, or if you guys have any idea, or if it's in the vault somewhere in her.
Yeah, obviously, I don't know.
Okay.
If it's in there, it's in her files or it's the
If
computer
we,
that she
I
has.
mean, we need to.
Is it with Google?
Mhm. Yeah. That's about all I can tell you, but I mean, $90 a year, I mean, I know that,
It might be in this email.
well, see, there's like two under you, there's admin and co-admin. And we have to have the admin because that's the
So
administrator of all the accounts, I guess you would say.
that sounds like a project for Pete to look into, get back to us with. The
Well-
worst case scenario, he can reach out to Susan and find out where it's at.
Well, that's-
So what's Marty want to do?
Well, that's what he's just wanting something, we need to look into this because we're gonna need more and more,
I think we ought to look
some.
into getting Office 365 for everybody personally, but because when I use that Google Mail a couple times when I had Susie's computer, it's absolutely terrible to navigate. Microsoft Outlook is 100 times better. I don't know if it's more expensive. Maybe that's something we ought to get Marty to look into, what it would cost to get everybody Office 365. And it gives you the other tools of Office, so Excel and
Mhm.
Word and whatever.
Okay. I'll mention that to him tomorrow and see what Pete can come up with.
Take a look at both.
Okay, anything else you want to add to my list?
Keep it up, and I'll keep them for you.
Getting nifty down here.
I'll call you in the morning.
Anything from public?
Gail, was you gonna ask me about the shelves?
Oh, yes. See? This might be on you too.
Yeah, that's the,
So downstairs, Wesley tells me that we're, gonna look into shelving downstairs in the old basement.
Do we have a new basement?
Do what?
Do we have a new basement?
Concrete, that-
An old basement, the old basement. Yeah, this is considered the new basement. This is what we consider the new basement. Upstairs, sorry.
All the boxes are pretty much.
All the box, yeah,
All the boxes are pretty much on ground.
yeah.
Ah,
If there is another
Shelf.
water leak, I don't know.
well, hoping
We
there's
need
not
to get-
another water leak after the money we spent, but
Right.
there's never any guarantee, right?
So,
So do we have quotes on them?
I didn't yet. The shelves we got, the last time the Marco had me get, are pretty expensive. That's just ones we ordered online. I think we got a set at Lowe's, but pretty expensive. Surely there's something cheaper than what,
I mean, Shelby's not cheap.
No,
and
But
they're
you
not,
need
they're
something
not
like the
really
weight,
made for
weight.
boxes either. I mean,
yeah.
you can't double stack, cause they ain't wide enough. Our marshal says we can't put anything on the top shelf. So. Puts us in a bind of not being able to put anything up on top.
No, I mean, I'm fine with purchasing Shelby as long as we know what it is we wanna
Just get it.
Yeah,
purchase and get some quotes.
you got a whole lot of headroom anyhow, so
Right.
right now there is no room. I'm not saying we can't go to the other side, clean up some stuff. Well, what needs, some stuff could probably be gotten rid of, but I don't know what. So they look
I
at
know
it,
there's a lot of boxes down there with Christmas decorations and stuff like that.
I think they got rid of a lot of that.
Yeah.
We got rid of a lot of that, and the concrete of those rooms, correct?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, and for the most part, everybody's pretty good about
Yeah.
keeping their retention, what they need, and don't need, but there is things that probably could go.
Do have a bunch of old computers and stuff down there like we do out here.
Not a whole lot of stuff, yeah, I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Oh,
We need to get with Marty and ask him
Yeah.
what it is, and if it's junk, we need to get rid of it.
Very much so.
To get some pricing.
Yeah, just get pricing and
a couple of different options. You want some type of metal.
Right.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they're pretty heavy.
Plastic.
I just took
Plastics. is-
6 boxes down this past week, with nowhere to go with them.
Making them sweat a little bit.
I did.
thanks, Wesley.
Get online, they're pretty easy.
Anything else? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make said motion.
I'll second the motion to adjourn.
A motion by Jerry, a second by Randy. All in favor? Aye. The thing got done because I don't think I can make it for a minute.
Oh, good.